This is a Fox News alert. North Korea has fired off another missile. It headed toward Japan. The Japanese government is saying it went over Japan into the Pacific.
Japanese government says a ballistic missile launched from North Korea has flown over northern Japan and fallen into the Pacific Ocean, 2,000 kilometers off the Cape of Erimo in Hokkaido at around 7:16 a.m. local time. The government's top spokesperson says no debris has fallen in Japanese territory, adding that no aircraft or ship has.
U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is urging China to cut off its oil supply to North Korea to pressure the regime even further into abandoning its nuclear development. Speaking at a press conference in London alongside his British counterpart Boris Johnson, Tillerson said Beijing has considerable leverage as Pyongyang's most important oil supplier. Washington's top diplomat admitted that gaining China's consent will be difficult, but said that he's hopeful the great country and world power will do what is necessary. The U.S. had sought a full oil embargo at the UN Security Council earlier this week, but was forced to drop its demands due to opposition from Beijing and Moscow.
We are continuing our coverage on North Korea's latest missile launch. The Japanese government says a ballistic missile launched from North Korea has flown over northern Japan and fallen into the Pacific Ocean 2,000 kilometers east of Hokkaido at around 7:16 a.m. local time. Japanese officials say the missile was fired at around 6:57 a.m. from Suna near Pyongyang. The missile likely reached an altitude of 750 kilometers and flew 3,700 kilometers. Japan's foreign ministry says, judging from its range, it is likely an intercontinental ballistic missile. I repeat, Japan's foreign minister says, judging from its range, it is likely an intercontinental ballistic missile. Meanwhile, the U.S. military says it is an intermediate-range ballistic missile. We're going live now to the Prime Minister's office.
North Korea fired one ballistic missile to the Tohoku region, to the direction of Tohoku region. And this missile flew over Japan's Hokkaido and passed over Hokkaido, and at 7:16 a.m. it fell in the east of Erimo Cape. I said 2,000 kilometers before, but at this moment we think that it's 2,200 kilometers east of Erimo Cape. And there has been no projectiles fallen on the land of Japan, and there has been no report from the airplanes or vessels of any damage. And there has been no destruction or interception by self-defense forces of Japan. Japanese government has been continuing to do a survey on any fallen substances, and we have been continuing this investigation. Following the August 29th launch, North Korea fired a missile again, and this will escalate the tension in the region. There was no prior notification, and the missile fell near the waters of Japan, and this endangers the vessels and the aircraft, so it's quite serious. At around 8 a.m., National Security Council was convened, and we discussed the measures to be taken by Japan. The Prime Minister of Japan issued 6 items to be followed, and we checked and reconfirmed these 6 steps, and we will work to increase our security, and we will call for further restraint by North Korea, and we have confirmed that we will take a very strong and tough measures against North Korea. With regard to this launching of the missile, we launched a strong protest against North Korea through our embassy in Beijing, and we conveyed the Japanese people's strong indignation and condemned North Korea in the strongest term. And we will work closely with the United States and South Korea in response to North Korea. The Chief Cabinet Secretary's statement has been confirmed, as you can see in your hand. In any case, we will do utmost in analyzing the information, and we will work to ensure the safety of Japanese citizens. We will work closely with the United States and South Korea, and we will stay on alert, and we will do our best to secure the safety of the Japanese people. So we want the Japanese public to stay calm.
My name is Takahashi from NHK. Regarding the type of missile, the flight distance and trajectory, are such analyses in progress? The flight distance is 3,700 kilometers, and the maximum altitude is approximately 800 kilometers. These are the estimates we have obtained so far. And it does not appear to be a lofted launch missile. And regarding the type of ballistic missile, that is still being analyzed. My name is Takashi from NHK. That means, judging from the flight distance, do you regard it is very likely that it is an ICBM? Not necessarily so, and all that is being analyzed right now. I'm Takahashi from NHK again, and with the latest missile launch, what are the chances that the U.S. will take military action? The government of Japan is calling to step up pressure against North Korea.
Haneda Airport, where Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has just arrived from India. This is Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at Haneda Airport. He has just arrived back from India. He met in India with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Of course, North Korea's missile issue was on the agenda. We are expecting Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to speak to reporters on the latest missile launch. We are waiting for the Prime Minister to speak to reporters. This is a live footage of Haneda Airport, where Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has just arrived back from India. We are expecting him to speak to reporters soon. And when that happens, we will take you live to that press conference. This is a live picture of Haneda Airport. Now, White House officials say the U.S. president has also been briefed on the situation, but did not comment further. Japanese Defense Ministry officials say given the trajectory of the missile, it is likely it could be a Hwasong 12. That's the same type that was launched on August 29th. Now, people in Japan voiced their concern.
ちょうどホテルで起きて準備している途中だったんで、念のためということでシャワールームに入りまして困ったもんですね。
何事もなくてよかったんですが、いつかもしかしたらと思うとちょっと怖い。
We also asked people in Shibuya, downtown Tokyo.
It can be a very scary time. You don't know what's going to happen, what they're going to do, how the rest of the world will respond.
It's a little bit scary. I don't like the fact that that's happening, and I know politics right now are very heated, so it's a little bit tense, but we're going to still try and enjoy our time.
I think the majority of the people are looking for peace, not those type of war actions. We hope the situation calms down.
Now, investors around the world are also closely watching how Tokyo markets are reacting to another missile launch by North Korea. Let's go to our business reporter, Phoebe Amoroso, who is standing by at our NHK Market studio. Phoebe.
Good morning, Mickey. Yes, geopolitical concerns have returned to the markets, and many traders are buying safer assets like the yen and gold. But first, let's see how the markets kicked off the trading day this Friday, September the 15th. The Nikkei opened little changed, now just a fraction in the positive, as investors are holding back from active trading. The Topix is also a fraction in the positive. Taking a look at currency levels, the dollar plummeted on news of the missile launch, but it has recovered a little. The pair is currently at 110.01 to 04. We're likely to see continued demand for the yen, as it's seen as a safer asset during times of crisis. The dollar had been gaining as US data showed inflation for August picked up, raising bets for a rate hike by the Federal Reserve in December. And after North Korea's action, investors are eyeing other safer assets like gold. Futures of the precious metal in New York are rising since the missile launch. But some analysts say investors' risk-off stance could be moderate, as North Korea's threats have grown more frequent. And many investors are confident after the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at another record high. So we'll see how these factors weigh in throughout the day. Looking at other markets in Asia, Seoul's Kospi's in the negative, as are Australian shares in the negative. China's markets open in an hour and a half. We'll be keeping track of all the market developments, but for now, Mickey, it's back to you.
Thank you, Phoebe. That was Phoebe Amoroso reporting live from our NHK Market Studio.